Our second honorary degree recipient, Associate Justice Stephen Breyer, cannot be here with us either, as the U.S. Supreme Court, where he has served as one of the 9 justices since 1994, is currently in session. In fact, the court handed down a decision only yesterday. As the U.S. Supreme Court currently only has 8 justices, for those of you who follow U.S. politics, we need every judge we can get. Justice Breyer clearly needed to be on the bench at this half of the month for a host of critical cases that the court will be taking on this summer. So we worked around his schedule at AUP, bringing him to Paris on May 3rd, when we had the honor of bestowing upon him a Doctorate of Humane Letters on the publication of his newest book, The Court and the World. It turns out that Justice Breyer, like Kenneth Roth, is a fluent speaker of French, and so today we would like to share with you, members of the class of 2016, a video of the laudation and the Justice's advice to you as new graduates, and one piece of it is actually in French, so you'll be able to see it here. When the Constitutional Congress ended its secret deliberations in 1787, and its authors finally emerged from Independence Hall, a Mrs. Powell of Philadelphia asked Benjamin Franklin, "Well, doctor, what have we got, a republic or a monarchy?" Without skipping a beat, Franklin replied, "A republic, madam, if you can keep it." The republic our founders delivered was a government based on the rule of law. They knew only too well and feared the excesses of democracy without the steady governing force of law. You, Associate Justice Stephen Breyer, have been one of the great keepers in our time of the republic and the principles that uphold it, known as the Constitution, to which you have always championed an approach that would enlist active participation in the processes of democracy, that would always take into account both purpose and consequence. It is the consistent, principled, humane, pragmatic erudition of your work over the arc of your career in the areas of constitutional law, administrative law, judicial philosophy, environmental and health regulation, human rights, and of course, the role of the court in a globalized world that is at the heart of our wish to honor the example you set before the graduating class of our university this year. We salute, in particular, your very, shall I call it, European opinions on abortion, on gun control, and on the death penalty. In your work as a professor and legal scholar at Harvard, but also elsewhere in the world, such as Italy and Australia, you have championed that active liberty which calls forth citizen participation in government and construes the role of the judiciary as that of attributing democratic rather than original intent to the Constitution. Against those who would insist upon the intentional fallacy of a textualist interpretation of our Constitution, you have argued for a developmental, evolving, flexible judicial approach that engages purposive citizen participation in the paradoxically difficult enactment of our democratic freedoms.
Thank you very much.
It's my honor to offer
Thank
you
you.
an
Thank you very much. This is an honor, and I appreciate it. I'm delighted to be here, and I really appreciate your coming, and it's great. Thanks. J'ai dit ceci, et je le crois tout à fait. Moi, comme vous, nous avons une seule vie à vivre, et nous connaîtrons cette vie parfaitement. Et peut-être les vies aussi de nos parents, de nos amis, mais ça c'est très peu de personnes. C'est un grand monde. Et il y a beaucoup des autres personnes dans ce monde qui ont cette vie différente. Et si vous étudiez une langue étrangère, ça ouvre une fenêtre. Et si vous lisez Shakespeare, vous allez découvrir chaque espèce de l'homme et femme possible. Et si vous étudiez la littérature, même chose. L'histoire, où est-ce que je suis dans le temps? Géographie, où est-ce que je suis dans l'espace? Voilà. Vous avez 4 ans ici, et je dois admettre, mes petits-enfants, ces élèves, ils sont à une école exactement comme ceci, mais pour les plus jeunes. Et ils ont des amis qui sont de l'Afrique ou sont de l'Asie. Et c'est très, très bien. Ils apprennent. Et enfin, vous allez apprendre quelque chose des êtres humains qui est beaucoup différent que votre expérience. Et je ne peux penser de quelque chose de mieux. Donc, je vous félicite d'être ici, en France et en cette école. Si. Et malheureusement, maintenant, il faut que je parle anglais. Each of the students has one life, as I said. And he'll know his own life, parents, a few friends. But it's a big world. And you want to know the lives of others, and you can do that somewhat. You can do that if you read literature, if you learn foreign languages, if you have friends who are from other countries and other places, and all that's been going on. So I think that's great. I think it's been fun, I hope, for them. But I also hope that that fun will continue them along a similar path where they pay attention to and make friends with people in other countries who speak other languages and have different systems. That's one of the virtues of the school. Now, I know perfectly well that one of the things that used to worry me when I was their age was, oh dear, how will I ever make sensible decisions when they're so important in my life? I'll do the wrong thing. How do I know I won't? And the best advice I got was from the dean of the Stanford Law School, Bayless Manning, when I was trying to decide whether to be a teacher, whether to teach at Stanford, whether to go somewhere else. What should I do? And he said, Stephen, I'll tell you something. When you make decisions like that, you are going to know probably less than 2% of the things you would like to know or ought to know to make a sensible decision. But there isn't any way to know more than that. So what you're going to have to do is just decide. And don't do something nutty, but still decide within that range, and you will see. It's not so terrible as you think. Your life will wrap itself around your decision. There will be some happy moments and some that are not so happy, but probably it will work out.